yesterday you guys saw that we were doing boiling down the sugar and everything, and I was working in the garden and all of that. Well, we now are on basically close to a final boil of the sap. I said sugar. The sap. So we have just, sorry, I have to hold Amelia, but we have just that pot, the measuring cup, which holds 8 cups of liquid. I think there's about 6 left in there. And then back here, that little pot over there on my very messy counter is a little bit in there as well. So that has already been strained. It went through the final boil process. So now we are working on this last little bit here. This all came from 20 gallons of sap. So it is a long process, but it's something that we're actually really excited about, to have something that we got just the very first thing from our farm. So we're really excited, and I can't wait to show you the process. Like, I can't wait. Sorry for the fan, but we're going to work on some soil blocks since I can't really leave the kitchen and I can't leave very far because Amelia is sleeping. But we're going to work on some soil blocks here in the kitchen for getting some seeds started. I need to get peppers started, and then I also will need to get tomatoes started soon, so I want to get like at least somewhat prepped. So I have in this tub right here, it's going to be hard to show, but I have all of the compost and potting soil and everything that was in the little flower planters, whatever they're called, outside on our patio. As you can see, this is all in here. So what I am doing is I am taking dirt from here, just so this doesn't get too heavy, taking it from there and putting it into this littler one, and I am getting it wet. The reason I'm doing that is because this soil needs to be fairly damp. It needs to be quite wet for the soil block to work. Now, the main reason I use soil blocks is, one, it's cheaper than buying the containers constantly because they break. And two, it actually self-prunes the roots. So the roots will stop growing because they hit air. They'll stop growing out that way and go back into the soil. And then when you add them to a bigger pot with soil, they just naturally go into the soil. And in the last 2 years that I've done this, I've found that the plants actually transplant a lot better. So we're going to go with it again. So this is about the consistency that I would normally get it to. We'll see if this works. It might need more, it might need less. But this soil is already fairly damp from being outside in the elements. So it doesn't take a lot, but usually it takes a lot more water to get it to this point. There have been times where I've done like close to 8 to 10 cups of water just to get it to this point. But this should work. Some people will say to wait until you see water like squeeze out, which it just did there. I usually wait until it can hold itself pretty well together. Kind of like a brownie, I guess you would say. So far, these are by far the best looking soil blocks that I've ever done. So I'm actually really happy about this. All right, let's go. So if you don't remember, this was filled almost to up to there. Ooh, that's hot. And it's already boiled down probably about 1 inch. So we are going to keep an eye on this, and then we'll add more from this one. And there we go. So now we have 2 seed trays that are ready to get planted, and so we are actually going to get started. We are going to plant about 8 seeds for each one of these. And so first we're going to start out with the Yolo Wonder Bell pepper, because it's just a standard bell pepper that you would find at the grocery store. So we're going to start with those. We're also going to do shishito peppers. I love shishito peppers. I love that they are mild, and then you might get a spicy one here or there. But fried shishito peppers are some of my favorite snacks. We also are going to be doing the mulatto isleno pepper. This is very similar to a poblano pepper, but you actually let it dry on the plant, and then you pick it, and it's used as like a dried chili for enchiladas, for moles, all of that. So we're going to do that one as well. I apologize for the sound. We have a really old vent hood that we just haven't replaced yet. So yeah, we're making maple syrup. So we're going to just do those. Those are our mild peppers. We are also going to do a standard jalapeno pepper. We love these, so we're going to definitely make sure we plant these. We have another one. These mainly are just seeds that we just need to use up because they're getting old. We have a cayenne pepper. I want to try to make my own Tabasco sauce, so that's going to be fun. A Butte Jolokia pepper. Our kids like to try new peppers every year, so we're going to try this one, see how it goes, and see if our kids like it. We also have a Tabasco pepper. So the cayenne pepper is actually for a different hot sauce than the Tabasco pepper is for Tabasco sauce. We have another cayenne pepper. Are these the same? Sorry, these are the same. So we're only going to do one of these packets for cayenne peppers. Then we also have the regular poblano peppers. These are the standard ones that you pick off the vine fresh. Our kids love this Tex-Mex pot pie, and one of the main peppers in it is poblanos. So that'll be nice to be able to grow and have our own and prep it in the freezer for them. So we're going to get started. Isn't that cool? Turn it off now. So Taylor has asked to plant the seeds because she loves this part of it. So we're going to let her do that.
So right now, we're going to do 2 rows of the yellow Wonder Bell pepper.
Okay.
And there's 1 in each hole, so...
So next up, what's the next one?
This is
Shishito
peppers. Okay, that one's done. Now onto the, what does this say again?
Mulatto isleno.
Okay, that sounds...
It's Spanish.
Mulatto isleno peppers.
So one of the biggest goals for this year is actually we're labeling everything just so that we can be 100% sure. So I do have a label on there, and then after we get these all planted, we're going to get them over to our warming rack and get them covered with saran wrap, so it's a nice humid place. And then we're probably going to do another rack of the same peppers, just so that way we have more plants, but we'll see. All right, so which one next?
So I already poured this stuff, but we're doing the... I don't remember what this
Cayenne.
says.
Which one is that? That's the poblano.
Poblano hot pepper. So this is the Tabasco pepper?
Tabasco pepper.
And it's really cool because these ones are way smaller than the other ones.
Mm-hmm. So if you haven't noticed, honest, most of the seeds that I am planting are coming from MI Gardner. We're using some older seeds from somewhere else, but the reason I am choosing MI Gardner for a lot of my seeds is one, their seeds are some of the cheapest, but the best quality out there. I have almost the last 2 years that I planted with them, it's like a 90% germination rate. So super excited about that. I very rarely had one that didn't germinate. The other thing is, I live in Michigan. Seeds learn the environment, and so by getting seeds from somewhere else, it's going to take 3 or 4 generations of saving those seeds to really understand the climate of where you live. MI Gardner is a Michigan based seed company. And so for that it makes it easier because the seeds are already kind of, even though they're on the other side of the state from us, they are still established to what Michigan weather is kind of like, which is pretty harsh. It can be very random. So that is the main reason why I am going with them. And the other one is because their seeds are $2 per pack. They do have some that are a little bit more expensive, but they are more the extremely rare seeds. But most of their packs are like $2. And like I said, they have an almost like 95% germination rate, which is very rare. So that's why we like it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of soil into each one of those holes. We're going to get them nicely watered. And then I'm going to put a cover of plastic wrap on top and get them onto the warming mats. And then as soon as we start seeing some green pop up, then we'll immediately put them under some grow lights. We did find some grow lights, and now we just need to find the rest. So wish us luck.
We are now canning up the maple syrup that we have done. Now, with canning maple syrup, it's actually a super easy process we found. As long as the syrup is hot, I want to say close to about 120 degrees or hotter, all you have to do is fill your jar, put the lid on, and flip it upside down, and it will self-seal and it sanitizes everything. I mean, these jars are sanitized as well, but through that 20 gallons, we were able to produce half a gallon of syrup, which is actually identifies that we do have sugar maple trees on our property.